She worked for him for 8 years. He was her boss, her world, and according to her worst nightmare. This week, she testified that Sean Diddy Combs raped her. Not once, but again and again. In week 3 of the P. Diddy trial, the courtroom heard accounts of assistants being kidnapped, dragged to homes of romantic rivals, threatened with guns, and locked in buildings to take lie detector tests for days. One witness said she was told she'd be thrown in the East River if she didn't pass. Another recalled being pushed, screamed at, and suspended without pay for mistakes as small as folding workout clothes wrong. In this video, we break down the most disturbing revelations so far. From Mia, the assistant who says she was sexually assaulted and blackmailed, to Capricorn Clark, who says she witnessed Diddy kick Cassie, threaten to kill her, and explode in jealous rage. We'll also cover strange courtroom moments, a comment from Donald Trump that caught everyone off guard, and what these testimonies could mean for the rest of the trial. Mia worked for Sean Combs for 8 years. Her name isn't real. The court granted her a pseudonym for her safety, but what she described in court this week felt terrifyingly real. According to her, those years were marked by manipulation, violence, and repeated sexual abuse. She testified that Diddy forcibly kissed her and slid his hand up her dress at his 40th birthday party, that he forced her to perform oral sex while they were packing for a trip, that he raped her in his Los Angeles home by climbing into her bed without warning, without consent. She said she blamed herself. She thought maybe it wouldn't happen again. She told the court that fear controlled her, that Diddy made her believe he could destroy her reputation, her career, even her life. She described terrifying moments, being thrown into a pool, having a bucket of ice dumped on her, having a bowl of spaghetti hurled at her face. She recalled folding workout clothes incorrectly and being screamed at, suspended, and threatened. When she tried to quit, she says he told her, "I'll make you kill yourself." There was no escape. Once, she fled a yacht in the Caribbean after a blow-up over money counting, but she had to return. He had her passport. During a film shoot in South Africa, she says he bombarded her with 48 angry messages in one night, threatening her job and her safety. It was constant pressure, she said, every hour, every day. In a particularly chilling moment, Mia recalled Diddy telling her, "You better learn to walk on water like Jesus," when she resisted going on a trip with him. By the end of her employment, she received a $400,000 settlement, most of it eaten up by legal fees. Asked in court if she'd give it all back to erase the trauma, she replied, "In a second." During cross-examination, Diddy's lawyers showed Instagram posts where Mia praised him, calling him a mentor. She told the jury it was survival. "Instagram is where you post the good times," she said, "even when you're dying inside." Capricorn Clark started working for Sean Combs in 2004 as his personal assistant. On her very first day, she says he told her, "If your past work with Suge Knight causes problems, I'll have to kill you." That set the tone. Clark testified that she saw Cassie being beaten multiple times, but one incident stood out. In 2011, after learning that Cassie was dating Kid Cudi, Diddy allegedly snapped. Clark said she stood frozen as he viciously kicked Cassie down a hallway while she curled into a fetal position and cried silently. The bodyguard did nothing. Neither did she. "He warned me not to get involved," she said. Instead, she called Cassie's mother and begged, "Please help her. I can't call the police, but you can." Weeks later, she reported the abuse to Bad Boy Records president. Nothing happened. Shortly after, Clark said Diddy took her at gunpoint to Kid Cudi's house, threatening to kill him. She sat in the SUV while Diddy broke in. "I just kept praying Cudi wasn't home," she told the jury. The abuse didn't stop there. Clark described being falsely accused of stealing jewelry and locked in a building for 5 days. Each day, she was forced to take lie detector tests. She was told, "If you fail, we'll throw you in the East River." The room was locked from the outside. The man administering the tests drank black coffee, smoked cigarettes, and kept repeating the threat. "I just tried to survive," she said. She testified about being overworked, tracked, and punished for minor things. Once, Diddy shoved her across a room for saying, "I hate it here." She says he suspended her without pay, then fired her for taking vacation without approval. Clark said she developed alopecia from the stress and eventually left. but not before hearing Diddy say, "I'll make you kill yourself." She also testified that 100% of the time, when booking hotel rooms, she saw him bring baby oil, drugs, and cameras. He made it clear, if you tell on him, he'll hurt us all. Deontay Nash isn't your typical courtroom witness. Within seconds of taking the stand, he was making the jury laugh. When asked if he wanted to testify, he shot back, "Absolutely not." But what he revealed about Cassie and Sean Combs was no joke. Nash worked as a stylist for Bad Boy Entertainment from 2008 to 2018. He met Cassie through the label and stayed close with her over the years. When asked what names he heard Diddy call her, Nash rattled off a mix of nicknames and degrading slurs. One of those slurs, he said, was his favorite. He described Diddy as volatile, unpredictable, and often humiliating to those around him. And he testified that Cassie opened up to him during private conversations. She confided that she didn't always want to take part in what Diddy called freak-offs, parties where she was allegedly forced to have sex with other men while he watched, often under the influence of drugs and alcohol. She'd say she felt sick about it, Nash told the court, like it wasn't really her choice. He added that Cassie would sometimes cry after those nights and described her as someone who felt trapped. His testimony added weight to earlier claims made by Cassie and other women, revealing that these events weren't isolated or one-off situations. They were part of a consistent pattern. And then came one of the most unusual moments of the week. Prosecutor Maureen Comey held up a courtroom photo of Nash and asked, "Is that a glamour shot of you?" Nash looked, smiled, and said, "Yes, I look amazing." His humor didn't change the facts. What Nash described matched what others had already said. Kid Cudi never asked to be part of this trial, but according to multiple witnesses, his name was at the center of one of Sean Combs' most violent outbursts. Capricorn Clark testified that in 2011, after discovering Cassie was seeing Cudi, Diddy lost control. He showed up at Clark's apartment before dawn, furious and armed. "Get dressed," he told her. "We're going to kill him." She said he dragged her to Cudi's home, where he and a bodyguard broke in while she waited outside, terrified. Cudi later confirmed parts of the story. He said his dog was locked in a bathroom during the break-in, and that soon after, his Porsche 911 was destroyed in a fire. An arson investigator told the court the car was hit with a Molotov cocktail made from a 40-ounce malt liquor bottle and a designer handkerchief, dropped through a hole cut in the convertible's roof. A police officer said he saw a Bad Boy registered SUV outside the house that night, but didn't intervene. Prosecutors say this was no coincidence. This wasn't a moment of jealousy. It was a pattern of violence, intimidation, and control, aimed at anyone who got too close to Cassie Ventura. 3 weeks in, the testimonies have moved from shocking to something darker. Systemic. Former assistants, stylists, artists, all painting the same picture. Whether these claims will hold up in court is for the jury to decide, but the consistency of the stories is hard to ignore. If you want to dive deeper into how this case started, check out the video on your screen now.